Hi, Todd Pouliot, Gateway Financial, mygatewaymoney.com to get a hold of us. And we appreciate you coming back for another checklist today. Our checklist today is, what documents do I keep on file? Well, clients are often confused on what documents to keep in their files. Records relating to tax, legal matters, healthcare issues, assets and liabilities, as well as other important transactions should be kept in case they're needed in the future. This checklist will cover a number of documents we need to keep in case they encounter issues, including various tax documents, healthcare records, various legal documents, documentation regarding certain assets, and other types of documents, including insurance policies, relevant insurance paperwork, employment contracts, professional certifications that any clients may hold. So we're going to share our screen as we always do for you. And here we are on the checklist. So this checklist includes tax documents. Are you filing income tax returns? So typically the holding is for 3 years on federal returns. You want to make sure you have all the documentation to support that return as well. What's nice is a lot of accountants are getting into the digital age and are uploading those into a kind of a client vault where you can keep those stored for several years if you continue to use the same CPA over and over again. There are some different things, but one of the things you want to look at is these W-2s. Keep all W-2s until you begin collecting Social Security. Reason is you want to make sure that your Social Security is calculated correctly. We have seen errors on that, so make sure you are logging into your Social Security account at ssa.gov to verify those and make sure that they are up to date. Also, if you're claiming any loss for worthless securities or bad debt, keep those records for 7 years. So a little extension on that 3-year. I don't know why, but I seem to keep all my tax returns in one stored file, and we have those for several years. So make sure those tax documents are very important documents, just in case you have an audit or need to refile an old return. Healthcare documents. Will you apply for Medicaid? Keep financial statements and records for the previous 5 years. That is a newer law. It's been around for a few years, and there is some legislation that might increase that longer than 5 years. So make sure you do keep up to date on for Medicaid. And health savings accounts. One of my favorite things to talk about are health savings accounts. Keep all medical receipts from the date the HSA was opened. I like to tell people not to use their HSA for medical until they get later on into retirement. And you can utilize all those medical receipts once you do retire or get near retirement and utilize that. So you want to help that HSA not only through contributions and investments, but let that time advantage. So triple tax savings on HSA is very, very important. And do you write off medical expenses on your tax return? As long as you keep your tax returns and that supporting document that we spoke about above, you should be fine. And if you're on Medicare, keep your Medicare summary notices for at least a year until your bill is paid in full. And also, if you're enrolled in an employer drug plan, keep this notice of credible coverage provided by your employer. This is needed if you want to enroll in Part D at a later time. So that's very important with Medicare there. Legal documents. Are you a U.S. citizen? Social Security card, birth certificate, and passports. Obviously keep those. And do you have an estate plan? Keep a copy of your will, trust, power of attorney, living will, beneficiary designations on file, and store the originals in a safe place. Also, give copies to the people that play an important role. A lot of times we have clients come in, they don't know what the will says and the trust says. It's good to know that before it's too late, just in case you do have any questions. And one of the nice things that we do here at Gateway Financial is we have a vault for all of our clients that they can upload all those important documents into that vault and the bank level security and keep those documents in a secondary place. So not just having the originals, but also have a secondary backup copy just in case. God forbid something happens to you and your spouse and nobody has access to those documents or knows where to look for them. They contact us and we have those documents available for them. Are you married? Merit certificate, keep that on file. Again, that's something you can load into your vault and keep in that vault forever. Also, any prenup agreements safe and stored. Divorce decrees. I cannot tell you how many times I'll have somebody come in with a very old, dated, and tattered divorce decree. We just scan and put that into that vault for them. Military records, discharge papers for eligibility for veteran benefits, and any safe deposit box. I did a great one-on-one with the author of a book, In Case You Get Hit by a Bus. And we talked a lot about safety deposit boxes and the pros and cons of those. It's a very good book to go read. And it's not a book that you just read cover to cover. You read, you take action, read, take action. And it talks a lot about safety deposit box and the pros and cons of those. All right, now we get into some real deep stuff, asset and debt related documents. Do you have any investment accounts or bank accounts? Hopefully you do. Keep the most current statement on file. I know for us, we store years and years of statements for our clients and end of year statements until you complete your tax return. And do you maintain any retirement accounts? Very similar here. Keep documentation of any contribution and withdrawals. And also just for the coronavirus distributions, make sure you have that with your tax account, the 1099-R. And Roth conversions, keep records showing those conversions. Again, if you're working with a great custodian like we do, we always have those records available. And here's the one that we usually see a hiccup on with new clients. If you made a non-deductible traditional IRA contribution, yes, they do happen, non-deductible IRA contributions, Form 8606, and keep that until the account is fully withdrawn to track the cost basis. If you're not continue to work with the CPA you've always worked with, they don't have that tracking, make sure you have the data. We see that happen quite a few times. Small business owners, your EIN, obviously that's the most important one, your social security number for your business, payroll records, employment tax records, asset records, and employee benefits, such as retirement plan documents. Now on to debts, student loans and mortgages. Keep the loan documents until the loan is paid off. And once the loan is paid off, keep documentations on proving that the loan has been paid in full. Read articles every now and then how that can become a hiccup for people, where the banks can come back and say the mortgage was not paid in full. Hopefully you do have that documentation that it was. Property on automobiles and real estate, deeds, titles, settlement statements, bill of sale until you sell the property, and showing the purchase related fees that were capitalized on file until you decide to sell the property. Self-employment regarding your home office expenses, keep all those, such as utility bills, mortgage statements, to prove the home office deduction. Again, that relates to that tax part that we talked about first. And any improvements to your home, keep those receipts until they may be used to substantiate any adjustments in the cost basis of your property. Do you own any real property in multiple states? Again, those detailed records and travel itineraries, it's important you're concerned about your state income tax liability or establishing residency. So being that we're from Ohio, we see a lot of snowbirds back and forth to Florida. We want to make sure that we establish the proper residency in the proper state for tax purposes. And other documents you should keep on file, your college and certifications, help you prove that you completed the coursework, insurance policies, homeowners, disability, and life insurance. Keep the most current policies on file. Again, that's where that vault comes into play for our clients. You can upload those in and make sure that they are always there for you, just in case you should need them. And if you're currently employed, any contracts that you sign with your employer, including non-solicit or non-compete agreements. So we appreciate you coming back today. Kind of a quick checklist here on important documents that we should keep on file, but much appreciate you guys hitting that thumbs up. Many, many thanks to our subscribers, and we appreciate you ringing that bell to keep updated on those notices. Feel free to visit us at mygatewaymoney.com and make sure you have somewhere to store those important documents for the future. Thanks. Have a great day.